what Call 6 found and making changes?
Yeah, I would say absolutely. We take this very seriously.
The state of Indiana is making changes following a Call 6 investigation into how schools report bullying. We found some schools misreporting how often students are bullied and even found errors in the state's own numbers. Call 6 Investigates' Kara Kinney has been working on behalf of parents with bullied kids, and she joins us with the latest.
Schools are supposed to report bullying incidents to the State Department of Education per a 2013 law. We're talking about physical, verbal, social, even electronic bullying. It all has to be reported. The state then shares these numbers with lawmakers and criminal justice experts so they can get a handle on how often bullying is happening. But we found flaws in the state's own data, prompting the Department of Education to make changes. All three of these moms say their children were bullied in Indiana schools.
They beat her up in the bathroom.
And all three say the state's bullying numbers are wrong.
It upsets me.
Call 6 Investigates found some schools misreported their bullying numbers, and 6 out of 10 Indiana schools reported 0 bullying incidents this past school year.
This is comical, like the whole thing, and it's not, but it is.
When we looked closer, we found schools missing altogether from the state's list.
Would you agree that the initial data that you gave us was a mess?
A mess? I would say that it was definitely missing some pieces, yes.
The head of school safety for the State Department of Education agreed to sit down with us. David Woodward explained some schools mistakenly believed the system would automatically enter a 0 if they didn't put in anything, which meant some schools disappeared.
We found schools, even large schools, reporting 0 incidents of bullying. Is that really possible?
That's a great question. It wouldn't match the national averages.
17% of American students report being bullied at least twice a month, and 70% say they've witnessed bullying in their schools. But we found Indiana schools reporting 0 after 0.
How are you going to track it if you don't have good data?
Right. It's so difficult to track because rarely is it such a clean break as this kid was a bully and this kid was a victim.
Schools may interpret the state's definition of bullying differently. Woodward says while they do not systematically review the accuracy of each school's bullying numbers, they do help districts with bullying training and also look at the school's bullying protocols.
We spot check, yes. But what we don't necessarily say, well, what about this student? What about that student?
The state cannot punish schools who misreport bullying. There's no penalty for failing to follow the law. After Call 6 Investigates pointed out flaws in the state's data, the state updated its bullying numbers and is taking steps to make sure schools accurately report it.
We're putting in some safeguards. So when a school does put their data in next year, a box will come up and basically say, you reported this number of bullying incidents. Is this true and accurate? That way it's almost like a verification of the data twice.
Schools emphasize students should report bullying.
You have all this stuff all over the school that says bullying is not tolerated.
Which makes it a tough pill for parents to swallow when some schools are not reporting it.
I am very ashamed at our schools. This is awful.
Despite these numbers, Woodward says the anti-bullying law is working. Students and staff are better trained to recognize bullying, as well as other concerning behaviors like a student contemplating suicide. Kara Kinney, RTV6.
We want to hear from you. Look up your school's bullying numbers on our app and then tell us if you think they're accurate.